Former Counting On star Gill Dillard confirms husband Derick left his job as an assistant district attorney. Gill Dillard, one of the most well-known figures from the Duggar family's now-canceled reality show Counting On, has confirmed a major shift in her family's life. Her husband, Derick Dillard, has left his role as an assistant district attorney. The news comes amid ongoing changes for the couple, who have long been vocal about distancing themselves from the values and practices of the Duggar family, as well as the controversial Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, once followed by the family patriarch, Jim Bob Duggar. Derick Dillard, a licensed attorney in Arkansas, had been serving as a deputy prosecutor in the state after graduating from law school and passing the bar exam in 2021. His role as an assistant district attorney positioned him as an integral part of the local justice system, handling a variety of criminal cases on behalf of the state. His departure from this role raises questions about the reasons behind the career change and what lies ahead for the Dillards. Gill confirmed the news in a recent interview and online engagement with fans, where she acknowledged that Derick had stepped away from his position. However, she did not initially provide extensive detail regarding the timing or motivations behind the decision. Still, given the couple's public history of transparency, especially when it comes to challenging their past ties and striving for personal growth, it's likely they will eventually share more insight with their followers. There are several possible reasons Derick may have chosen to leave his role as an assistant district attorney. One consideration could be the workload and emotional toll associated with prosecutorial work. As a deputy prosecutor, Derick would have been responsible for handling difficult criminal cases, often involving trauma and high-stakes legal maneuvering. The high pressure and stress of such a role can be daunting for even the most seasoned legal professionals. Another possibility is that the Dillards are seeking more autonomy and flexibility in their lives, especially as they continue to raise their 3 young sons. Since walking away from the Duggar family's inner circle, Gill and Derick have consistently emphasized the importance of setting boundaries, prioritizing mental health, and protecting their family's well-being. Moving away from a government job with strict hours and constraints could offer Derick more control over his time and professional trajectory. It's also plausible that Derick is pursuing other legal opportunities that align more closely with his personal values. Having once expressed concerns about institutional corruption and power abuse, particularly within the IBLP, it wouldn't be surprising if Derick is aiming to practice law in a way that allows him to advocate more directly for justice reform or victims' rights. Gill and Derick's story has been one of transformation. In recent years, they have candidly revealed the emotional and spiritual challenges they faced growing up in an ultra-conservative environment. Gill's memoir, Counting the Cost, released in 2023, laid bare the restrictive upbringing under Jim Bob Duggar's control and the harmful impact of the IBLP teachings. The book also detailed how Derick and Gill gradually came to realize the toxic nature of their surroundings and took steps to distance themselves, leaving Counting On, breaking ties with the IBLP, and even attending therapy were significant moves for the couple. These steps didn't come without consequences. Gill and Derick have faced backlash from parts of their family and fan base. However, their candidness has earned them a loyal following of supporters who admire their bravery and commitment to personal integrity. Derick's career change fits into this broader narrative of transformation. It symbolizes yet another step away from expectations and institutions that no longer reflect their values. While some may speculate about financial or professional difficulties leading to the job departure, the context provided by their ongoing evolution suggests this could be a proactive, values-driven choice. The Dillards are currently raising 3 boys, Israel, Samuel, and Frederick. They've expressed how parenting has further motivated them to reassess the legacy they want to leave and the environment they wish to create for their children. Unlike the Duggar family's rigid rules, Gill and Derick advocate for open communication, emotional intelligence, and fostering individuality in their kids. Now that Derick is no longer tied to the constraints of a district attorney's office, the couple may be exploring other ventures, perhaps even combining Gill's growing media presence with Derick's legal expertise in advocacy or educational outreach. Gill continues to post lifestyle content, partner with brands, and use her platform to support causes she believes in, such as survivors of religious trauma and mental health awareness. There has also been speculation about whether Derick might go into private practice, join a nonprofit, or take on a more flexible consulting role in the legal field. With his law degree and the couple's reputation for speaking truth to power, there could be opportunities in advocacy, legal writing, or even contributing to policy change in the realm of family law or religious accountability. For many viewers who once followed the Duggars religiously, the Dillards represent a rare departure from the family's rigid doctrine. Their willingness to openly question their past and change course resonates with others who have struggled to break free from similar upbringings. Derick leaving his job as an assistant district attorney is more than just a professional shift, it's symbolic. It demonstrates the couple's continuing commitment to redefine their identity and take ownership of their story. The Dillards are no longer passively accepting paths laid out for them by family tradition or religious expectations. Instead, they're actively forging a new way forward, centered on healing, accountability, and authenticity. While the future remains uncertain, one thing is clear: Gill and Derick Dillard are committed to living life on their own terms. Derick's decision to step down from his job may just be the beginning of a new chapter, one that could involve deeper activism, legal reform efforts, or even more public engagement as thought leaders within the community of former fundamentalists. Fans and followers can likely expect continued updates from Gill through her social media platforms, and perhaps even more written work in the future. Whatever the case, the Dillards' journey continues to captivate, inspire, and shed light on the often hidden costs of religious and familial conformity, and the liberation that comes from choosing a different path. Ginger talks about Mom Michelle's recent emotional breakdown over an important moment of her life. The Duggar family, known for their reality TV fame and conservative values, continues to be a topic of interest for fans and followers alike. Recently, Gill Duggar opened up about a deeply emotional moment involving her mother, Michelle Duggar, shedding light on a rare and heartfelt side of the matriarch that viewers seldom see. While the Duggars have experienced public scrutiny and personal trials over the years, this moment stands apart for its vulnerability and resonance. Ginger, now living in Los Angeles with her husband Jeremy Vuolo and their children, has taken a different path from her upbringing in Arkansas. Her recent media appearances and book releases have signaled a shift not only in her beliefs, but also in how she reflects on her past. During a recent interview promoting her latest project, Ginger revealed a poignant story about Michelle, detailing a moment of emotional intensity that caught even her off guard. According to Ginger, the moment occurred during a family visit. While much of the Duggar family's interactions are typically centered around light-hearted reunions and shared memories, this occasion was different. Michelle, known for her calm demeanor and nurturing presence, broke down in tears during a quiet conversation with her daughter. The cause? A moment of deep reflection and grief over a chapter in her life that, until recently, she hadn't fully processed. Michelle Duggar has been the emotional anchor of the Duggar clan throughout their time in the public eye. Raising 19 children, often under the scrutiny of television cameras and media outlets, required a level of composure and strength that few could maintain. She was often portrayed as the endlessly patient mother, consistently gentle and composed. But as Ginger shared, even Michelle has her limits and her artiches. In the emotional conversation, Michelle reportedly reflected on the changes in her family, the distance that has naturally come with her children growing up, and the evolving beliefs of some of them, Ginger included. The tears weren't born out of bitterness or disappointment, but rather from a sense of mourning. Mourning, perhaps, the end of an era where all her children were under one roof, following the same set of principles and values she and Jim Bob had instilled. Ginger described the moment as one of the most raw and open expressions she'd ever seen from her mother. It wasn't just a cry, Ginger shared. It was a release years and years of emotions finally coming to the surface. I don't think she ever really let herself feel that deeply for a long time. This revelation comes at a time when the Duggar family has been under increased public scrutiny. The scandals involving Josh Duggar and the family's connections to the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, have caused many of the adult Duggar children to reevaluate their upbringing and public stances. Ginger, in particular, has been vocal about her departure from IBLP's teachings, stating that while she still embraces her faith, she no longer adheres to the strict rules she was raised under. Her journey of deconstruction and personal faith has been chronicled in her book, Becoming Free Indeed, in which she explores the control and fear-based ideology she experienced growing up. The book has sparked a wider conversation about religious trauma, personal growth, and family dynamics within fundamentalist Christian circles. Ginger's openness has inspired many who were raised in similar environments, but it has also been a source of tension within her family. Michelle's breakdown, as described by Ginger, may well have been her way of coping with these shifts. For a mother who dedicated her entire adult life to raising children in accordance with a strict moral code, watching those children make independent choices, especially when those choices diverge from her own, can be a painful experience. It's a natural maternal reaction. Pride in their independence mixed with a sense of loss. Ginger emphasized that the moment was not about disagreement or conflict, but about connection. We just sat together. There weren't a lot of words after that. Just quiet. And love. And that was enough, she recounted. This account gives fans a glimpse into the complexity of the Duggar family dynamic. Despite the controversies and public pressure, it's evident that strong emotional bonds still exist. Michelle's breakdown illustrates the weight of motherhood, especially within a large and tightly knit family like the Duggars. It also humanizes her in a way that many viewers may not have seen on television. For years, Michelle maintained a composed exterior, possibly out of necessity. Leading a large family and navigating the expectations of both a religious community and national television audiences meant she had to appear unwavering. But as Ginger's story reveals, even the strongest figures have their moments of vulnerability. Fans have responded with compassion to Ginger's account, with many expressing admiration for Michelle's emotional honesty. Others see the moment as a testament to the evolving relationship between parents and adult children. In families where traditional roles and beliefs have shifted, these moments of openness can be healing, even if they are painful. The Duggar family continues to move forward in different directions, with some members embracing public life while others retreat into privacy. Ginger, through her transparency, is carving a new path not just for herself, but potentially for how faith and family can evolve beyond rigid expectations. Michelle's emotional moment, as recounted by Ginger, is more than just a story. It's a reminder of the deep ties that bind families together, even in the face of profound change. It also shows that behind the headlines and controversies, there are real people grappling with real emotions: love, loss, hope, and growth. As Ginger continues to share her journey with grace and honesty, she not only redefines her own identity, but also helps her audience better understand the layers behind the Duggar name. And through it all, moments like Michelle's emotional release serve as powerful reminders of the enduring, if complex, love between a mother and her children.